Hi, today I'm going to walk through the design and construction of my latest Lego creation. This one's called Serrated Knight. Move it around a bit here. And this one's a Vic Viper, so that means it has two forward prongs. As you can see here, they extend just barely in front of the nose of the ship. Two wings, and then in the rear it has one vertical stabilizer. It also has two rear wings back here. I don't think those are technically required, although my previous Vic Vipers and most of them that I've seen from other people have that design. This was a really fun one to build. The largest thing I've ever done, and one of the most challenging. And one of the big challenges was I tried to do something with an aesthetic that was a bit like the modern stealth fighters. So there's nothing curved on this ship at all. Everything is faceted. And one example, if I pull back here, is the cockpit. So this is sort of cockpit nose section where the pilot is. Pick this up. Converges in on every facet, converges into the nose, like so. And then behind that, I really like the way this sort of big strut section came together. There's this bit of structure cuts across the ship, up over the center and back, down. It was fun to build, and in previous designs I played a lot with different colors here, to the extent that it was possible with the available bricks. I wanted to make it pretty striking. Ultimately, I moved it back to black. I thought for the overall balance of the ship, it looks better that way. Right behind it, I like this intake section. So did something kind of fun here with a combination of brackets. And the internal geometry is pretty interesting. I'll show that later before everything ultimately converges here back to the back. So I'll spin it around just a bit. Being the largest thing that I've built, and having all these facets and being black, it was a real pain to photograph. It's been a pain to video, but I'll do my best to kind of show it off a bit. Maybe take it up off the stand. Like so. And if I do this right, you can see in profile that these outer wings, just like everything else, are canted relative to the main body. So lots of angles everywhere. Okay. And I'll flip it over briefly without dropping it, hopefully just to show the bottom. And when I put everything together, you'll see more of the bottom and how this all came together. But it looks like this. Okay. So let me show you how it all comes together. Earlier, I created each of these subcomponents. As you might expect, that took a long time and was super slow. But if you're interested, you can jump to a step-by-step video later using a link in this video's description. For now, I'll head directly to the final assembly. All right, now we're going to start the final assembly. And to begin, I'll take this, the big frame section that we created earlier, and just spin this around. So this is that super strong internal component for the ship. And we've already got the tail there, and some various connections that are going to pick up the cockpit area and those struts across the center of the ship. And on top, and to help with the final assembly, I have a work stand. So like this is just something temporary, and we'll put the frame up inside of this work stand, like so. Then I'm going to begin with these sections that are going to sit on top of the rear portion of the frame. And I made these earlier just to give a look. So 2 of these, and this is going to sit in the back and right on top. And this long 1x8 tile will wrap either side of the tail section. And that's because this part is going to be exposed where a bit of the engine mechanicals sit up. So I wanted something nice and sharp there. Hence the exposed tile. And same thing on this side. Symmetric. And if we look at it from the back on, you can see it come together here in the center. For the next portion, take this bit that we made earlier. So this is half of the rear part of the engine section. And this has, so it has 1 engine and some mechanical component. Pop this off. It's on here at an angle, like so. And this is going to fasten in on all of these exposed studs here on the side. Okay, so there's a bunch of them. And take a little bit to make sure that I catch them all nice and sharp. And just, oops, cinching everything up. Okay. And same thing for the other side. So again, connect right in, like so. And here we go. Okay. Back on the stand. Then with those side components on, I've got 2 of these 18-degree grilled cheese, and that's going to will go in like so. Later, this mechanical section in the center with the intakes will slot in here, and will fit right between these door rails to hold it square, and then flush up against these grilled cheese components. Now I'll add the first bits of the wing connections, and so we'll start with one of these. So it looks like this, which we made earlier. And we've got all these bits down below, these plates with handles on both sides. That's going to help us with the angle. Okay. So this component now is going to fit in like this. So, and again, just want to cinch everything up nice and tight. And once it's good, then I can rotate this up into the right angle, into the proper angle. If you can see in here, it is just perfectly flush, 18 degrees off of the main body. And then I'm going to latch up all these parts down here off those plates with the handles. And this geometry I'm really happy with because it's perfect. Everything is nice and tight and strong, considering the weight of the wing section is going to be on here in a bit. So same thing on this side. So raise up in the proper spot. Oops. Cinch everything up. Raise the proper spot, and then fasten these below. This connection down below is very satisfying. Okay, and back on the stand. All right, now we're going to attach the wings. And before I do that, I guess I'll show you the wings look like we made earlier. So here's the one that goes on the port side of the ship. Looks like this, and you can see these two mixel joints. I'll show where that goes in just a moment. And the rest of the wing componentry. Okay. And to do this bit of assembly, I'm going to pop the ship off of the rib stand. Here, so, and turn it over. And flip this around carefully. Okay. So now I'm underneath the port side. Oh, no, I'm not. All right. Now I'm underneath the port side of the ship. This. And so here's our wing. So I'm going to take this bracket with the side studs, and it's going to go in first. And then the second mixel joint will flip in on the top. So it's going in two different ways. And then with those two connected, I can angle the wing. So it's just where I want it. To keep it where I want it, I'm going to use a third mixel joint. And this will come in like this. So just at the perfect angle. And then I've got an ingot here on the top. And we'll seal that joint together. So looking at it from this side, you can see it is kind of perfect. Okay. So same thing on the other side. Over, here's our wing. 1, 2, put it in the right angle. Third mixel joint. And the ingot. Okay. And with that, back onto the stand. Okay, wings are there. Now I'm going to add some connective bits here on the bottom of the ship. So I'm going to have to flip this over. This. And this is this component earlier. It's just a nice cladding. And so it's going to go fit around all those bits connecting the wings, and then connects in a bunch of places. Gives a little bit of strength, but mostly it's just there to look good. Underneath. Okay. And 2 1x6 tiles then on top of all those plates with the clips. Come in like that. And back onto the work stand. Now we can put the cockpit on. So here's the cockpit unit, nose and so forth that we made before. Again, one of my favorite parts of this design. And this is going to it rests on a bunch of different places, but the connection is just 4 studs. Right on this angled portion on the inside, on those hinge plates. Get it in there properly. Okay. And now that the cockpit unit is there, this little bit up on the, oops, make sure it's actually there. Okay. And then you can see this series of tiles now comes out from the center of the ship up and then into the cockpit itself, which comes down. And on either side of that, just to hide those internals, I've got some 4x2 wedges in dark blue. And so we'll drop those on. Like so. And now the cockpit portion is attached. All right, now we'll add these struts that connect the main section back up to the wings. This is by far is the trickiest part of the build. Just for assembly purposes, is the trickiest part of the build to get right. It's kind of once everything else is there, it's kind of a pain to get it into. So we'll see how it goes. By the way, the part looks like this, which we made before. And this is a 1x1 panel. It's going to fit in right around the edge there, underneath the other panel. And then these bits are going to be will be hidden behind a 1x4 panel once everything is put into place. Okay. So I will, and then there are 3 studs on the bottom here that are going to connect into this bit of brackets and this corner plate. But again, it's tricky. So let's see if I can get it right in the first try. Oh, good success. Okay, so it looks like that. And the other side. And just cinching it up from below. Okay. Oh, and I realize this one's not fully connected. Okay. And how about this one? Also not fully connected. Okay. But now it is. Okay. So those portions are ready. All right, so it's time to add the prongs on the front of the ship. Made these before, and look like this. And so again, nice long angle achieved by tucking one part in underneath some panels. This, and it's going to connect in on either side of the ship. Here it's also angled relative to the main body with these bits with the clips. And there are 4 studs that it will connect to. And it's going to be, I think, hard for the camera to see, so you'll just take my word, it's going to work. It will work after I find the right spot. Right there. Okay, and then just adjust the angle to get it nice and flush. Okay. And flip around and do the other one. Okay. And the prongs are attached. Let's do the tail wings now. So these I also made before. So here's this again. This also has it's a bunch of facets. So I've got one here, and then some bits about 33 degrees off of that, so, and then another portion off of that with these cheese. Here's what it looks like down below. Some fairly complicated assembly just to get all the angles right. But there it is. And this is going to connect in on the back, this back strut coming off the back of the wings on 3 studs. And then I can adjust. We'll adjust the angle once it's on. Oops. Okay. That's that. And it's probably hard to see, but I like. I'm trying to get the angle relative to the main body to be pretty close to what this wing is as it comes back. And same thing for the other side. And this one's off a little bit. So, all right. Okay. The last portion, very last thing for assembly, is our bit with the those intakes, those engine components that I made before. And so it became just this bit. Here's the bottom of it. And this whole section, it's going to fit, these plates will sit between those door rails on the back to keep it straight. And then it's going to latch in just actually a single stud here onto into the center section here, where you can see that there's a tile with 2x2 tile with 1 stud. So I'll slide that into place and latch it down. Okay, and it's there. All right. So the only thing left to do is to put this, get this up off the work stand and get it into the display stand. And the production stand looks like this. So very common for my stand designs. The angle here is adjustable. So I'll pull out this axle and these bushings, and can move to whatever makes sense. And we'll keep it approximately here. This, and if I flip this guy over, it is covered with a gazillion boat studs on the bottom, a bunch of which are actually structural. Okay, so here's the stand. It's pretty strong. And so we'll get the ship up off the work one. So, and the production stand will come in right underneath. Latches in very nicely. And there we go. So a couple more little spins. This is where it gets super reflective. Sorry. Pieces. And it is ready for swooshing. So away we go.